Listen here, child. Come sit down for you wear a hole in my good rug passin' like that. Now you know I don't beat around the bush, never have, never will. I'm 78 years young, got arthritis in places I didn't even know could ache, and I've raised more kids than a hen house has feathers. But let me tell you about the time my own grandbaby, little Miss Jasmine, Lord bless her sneaky heart, thought she could pull one over on her old granny. It was last summer, hot as the devil's kitchen. Jasmine had just turned 22, fresh out of college with a degree in something she calls communications, which as far as I can tell means talking on the phone and postin' pictures of avocado toast. She comes bouncing into my kitchen one morning, all big eyes and fake innocence, saying, "Granny Mae, I need a lil favor. My car needs fixin'. And I got this big job interview in the city tomorrow. Can I borrow your old Buick? Just for the day, I promise I'll fill the tank and wash it." Now I ain't no fool. That child drives like she's in a demolition derby. Last time she borrowed my car, she came back with a new dent, a half-eaten Whataburger wrapper, and the radio tuned to that racket they call drill music. But she batted them lashes and said, "Granny, you're my favorite person in the whole world. I'd never do you wrong." Peach. Favorite person, huh? Funny how favorite only shows up when she needs something. I looked at her real slow, stirred my tea and said, "Baby girl, you can take the car on one condition. You gotta run one errand for me first. Go down to Miss Pearl's house 3 streets over, and pick up my pecan pie she baked for the church supper. Don't dilly-dally, 'cause that pie's gotta stay cold." She grinned like she'd won the lottery. "Easy peasy, Granny. Be right back." Off she went, keys jingling, thinking she had me fooled. What she didn't know was I had already called Miss Pearl. Told her, "Girl, when my grandbaby shows up, give her the pie, but first tell her the long version of how your late husband proposed in 1957, then sing Amazing Grace slow, then make her try on that ugly Christmas sweater your daughter sent last year. Keep her there at least 45 minutes. See, child, I raised 3 boys and 4 girls. I know every trick in the book." And Jasmine? She got the book from me. 40 minutes pass. Then an hour. Then an hour and a half. I'm sittin' on the porch rockin', sippin' my tea, watchin' the hummingbirds fight over the feeder. Finally, here comes my Buick crawlin' up the driveway like it got all the time in the world. Jasmine steps out looking like she just survived a war zone. Hair messed up, eyes red from Logan or cryin', maybe both. Holdin' that pecan pie like it's a bomb about to go off. She walks up the steps, sets the pie on the table real gentle and says, "Granny, Miss Pearl is a whole experience. She made me sing back up on how great thou art, then told me every detail of her honeymoon in Biloxi, including the part about the motel with the broken air conditioner. And that sweater? Lord have mercy, it had pom-poms on the elbows." I just smiled and said, "And how was the drive, sugar?" She dropped into the chair next to me, head in her hands.
"Granny, I'm sorry."
I was gonna take the car and go straight to that interview, but then I got to thinking, what if you really needed me to run that errand? What if I was being selfish? So I stayed, and I listened. And now, I feel like I learned more in that 1 hour than in 4 years of college. Tears welled up in them big brown eyes. She whispered, "You knew, didn't you?" I reached over, patted her hand, soft as a baby's bottom, even with all that lotion she uses. "Baby, I ain't been yesterday's news since Eisenhower was president. I know when my grandbaby's trying to slide by. But more important than knowing that, is knowing you came back honest. That's worth more than any job interview." We sat there quiet for a minute, just rockin' together. Then she looked at me and said, "Granny Mae, can I still borrow the car tomorrow? I swear I'll drive careful. And I'll bring you back a sweet tea from that drive-thru you like." I laughed so hard my sides hurt. "Yes, child. But only if you promise to call me when you get there. And when you get home. And maybe send me a picture of that fancy interview outfit." She hugged me tight, smellin' like Miss Pearl's rose water and a lil bit of guilt. Deal. And you know what? She got that job. But more than that, she got the reminder that family ain't just blood. It's the people who call you on your mess, then love you through it anyway. So next time you think you slicker than your elders, remember, Granny always got one more trick up her sleeve. And a whole lot more love in her heart.